Hi there, it's Lori from Lollipop Paper and Ink. Thank you so much for joining me today. For those of you that are new to my videos, I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and normally I would tell you that all the products that you see me working on today can be ordered through my online store, but this is a little different today because these products, this one product in particular that this video is about, is not able to be purchased, but you can earn it. And that's why this video is kind of time sensitive, because we only have 10 more days left to earn any products through Sale-A-Bration to get something like this for free. This is a level 1, so that meant a level 1 reward. So that meant that you just needed to spend $50 and you can choose this. This was part of the second Sale-A-Bration release of the brochure, and that was this one here. This paper is just amazing, and so I wanted to take this time today to just show you the paper and give you 5 quick techniques that you can use on this paper. We have this is one of each of the designs, and it has the silver foil and the rose gold foil as the coordinating colors. But I'll give you a few hints later that you don't have to stick with those colors. But I wanted to show you how beautiful this paper is just by itself. You get 3 each of these 4 patterns. They are single-sided, so you can use it and use your blends markers, which is what we're going to do, put ink on it, and no worries of it going through or ruining another design. So let me show you our first quick technique that we're going to do. And the first one I wanted to do was using a sponge brayer, and I chose this pattern here, and I'll show you the card that I made with it as soon as we're done. But this was all of them were so easy. This one was the shortest amount of time, but I just took my sponge brayer, and this is Pretty Peacock. And when you're using your brayer, just make sure that you really roll it and lift it so that you can the whole roller gets covered with the color. And I always start off the paper here, so off the designer paper that I'm using, and you just go up and out. And the pretty good thing about this is that you can make it as light or as dark as you want. And this is a pretty dark color, so I wouldn't go too dark with it. But if you wanted to, you could do like an ombre effect, where you're just doing it darker on the bottom and then just release it up. I like this. I do like this color with that. So see how quick that was, and that took no time at all. And I'll show you the card that I made with that little technique, and that is this one here, Pretty Peacock cardstock. And I did use, and I did very lightly sponge braying on the outside of this one, and I used the copper metallic thread. So that's a little hint. It doesn't have to be rose gold. You'd never know the difference. I think that comes out pretty good. Yep, you can see that. And then this was just from the So Sentimental bundle, and that was done. Quick and easy. Okay, number 2. I'm going to use this paper. This, I think, was my favorite paper. And we're going to do 2 techniques, and I'll show you the 2 cards that I made for each one of those. So the first one I did was I just colored in, and I used my, I felt like the petal pink works really nicely with the rose gold. And this is just quick and easy. I just didn't even fuss with it. And you can just do one, color it in. And I think I used Old Olive for the leaves. I'll pull that out in a second, but you can see how easy this is. And it just, these blends markers are wonderful anyway, but for this technique, it just glides on. I felt that with all of the colors. It just glided beautifully. And so that was my dark. Usually I start with my light, so I'm just gonna add another little couple lines just to give it a little bit of texture. I don't want it too dark. And I kind of on purpose leave a little bit of white spaces also, so that, and I won't do this whole thing, but I just wanted to show you how pretty this picks up the foil on each of them. It's like it's embossed, right? Isn't that beautiful? Okay, that is another technique. And I did that one on this card here. Again, I used the petal pink, and I used a little strand of the first paper, the DSP that we worked on. And for this one, I think this sentiment was from the Timeless Tulips bundle, I believe. And I embossed it with the white Stampin' Emboss powder just to make that pop up a little. And this is the petal pink metallic ribbon. And I added a few champagne rhinestones, and this one was good to go. Okay, third one was I used a little of my, I used two colors, and I used the petal pink, which I forgot my ink pads, but you'll get the idea. So I think for the inside, what I'm going to use Rococo Rose, and I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to use this one flower, and I'm putting a little bit more pressure because these are kind of dry. But so that's a Rococo Rose. It's just a sponge dauber. Give it a few pounces on your ink pad, and then the outside I made it a little bit lighter, and I wanted to just drag that Rococo Rose out. And then I could have added I forget what I think I added mint macaron to the middle. I'll show you how that turned out. But you see how pretty that is? I don't want the glare to get you, but so, and look, and so easy that was also. I mean, every one of these just takes a matter of minutes. This was the finished project that I made using the sponge daubers, and same thing, I used the petal pink and the Rococo Rose. This is the petal pink ribbon, again the champagne rhinestones, which pick up beautifully with the petal pink, and this again was from the Timeless Tulips bundle. And how I made this little thin bow here was I took a piece of the thicker 5/8 inch petal pink organza ribbon, and I just cut off the two borders and made a nice little strand of for a little extra, you know, soft touch of a smaller ribbon to make a bow. And that was that. There we go. So I have two more to do. This one, I'll show you what I did first. This one was mint macaron, and what I did here, and I used that, this is a great background. It's a little busy, but it works great to break up. I wouldn't put this on a full panel. But so in this case, I did the background instead of coloring in the flowers. And so I want to show you how quick that was. And this time I'm going to do this, I chose Smoky Slate because this is gray in here, so I just want to see how that will come out. I knew the mint macaron looked great, so, but you see what I mean, how this just slides on, literally. You just have to just touch it, and it fills in the spaces for you. And of course, you don't have to worry about, you know, if you go over a little bit. That's not a big deal either, because it's all going to just blend in together. But you see how pretty? I think, well, I definitely will make another one. This is like, it's addicting. Once I start with this coloring, I can't stop, so I have to stop myself right now. But just wanted to show you how I did that, how quick it took. And this piece here, same thing. It took just a matter of minutes. But this, you can see, I have the gray background, which picks up the gray flower very nicely. This again, I used copper Stampin' Emboss powder, not the rose, and you would not know the difference. It looks just like copper to me. And again, I cut this out, cropped this out with using the So Sentimental dies again, which I love those tags, and added a little mint macaron ribbon for that. Okay, for my last one, and I think this is my favorite, I used this paper, and oh boy, I did forget. Oh no, it's right here. So what I did here was I used my light. I'll show you the picture of the finished product as we're working on it. So what I did here was I just filled in these adorable leaves, and I really did it kind of messy. I wanted it to be messy. I wanted to see a little bit of white spots poking through, and that's what I did with that. Now I did use the darker. On this one I used the darker, but I wanted to see what would come out with the lighter, and I think I like the light too. But so what I did, that's all I did. And then I took a sponge dauber and just did my little centers. Didn't really have to, but I just wanted to see what that looked like. And then I just did the center. So the other way I did it opposite. I did this dark and then this light, but comes out just as nice. Don't you just love it? Same thing, I used my mint macaron ribbon, cut out a few sprigs from the sprig punch and the leaf punch. And oh, and what I did here was I did all of the flowers, filled them all in, and I just kept this one in the corner on the bottom right empty. So I could just embellish that a little and just kind of make that a little bit of a focal point for that card. And that was my last one. That was 5 cards, 5 techniques with the 4 different designs that we have. And it took minutes. It took literally minutes for me to get all of these 5 cards done. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something, and I hope that you can take these techniques and you can use them on whatever projects that you're working on. But for this paper, which is so gorgeous, and it's only available to earn just for another 10 days. March 31st, Sale-A-Bration is over. So I wanted to get this to you as soon as I could. And I'm happy that I got it. I wasn't sure if I would get it. I was down and out with a sinus infection this week. So I'm very happy that this worked out and that I could get this to you in time. So I hope you enjoyed it. You can check my blog. I do post 3 or 4 times a week on my blog, lollipoppaperinink.com, and you'll always see projects there of things that I'm working on. So like I said, there's only 10 more days to Sale-A-Bration. Get your orders in, get your free products while they're still available. And also there's 10 more days left if you wanted to join our team, the incredible crew. We have a lot of fun, and we did take in a few new members, which is very exciting, this last Sale-A-Bration. So I'm very happy about that. You can find out about the starter kit anytime you want. Just go to you can contact me, Facebook message me, whatever. But or you can just go to my blog and you'll see it there. So I thank you very much for spending a few minutes with me today, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you.